En mis ratos libres me gusta cocinar, ir al gimnasio, me gusta mucho la belleza. Me dedico ahora a estudiar la belleza porque me gusta mucho.
Ay, qué bien, me parece súper chévere. ¿Qué te gusta? Me imagino que es cosmetología.
Belleza integral.
Belleza integral,
Sí,
lo que
claro.
estás estudiando.
Me gusta mucho.
Y bueno, me dices que también te gusta cocinar. ¿Qué
Sí.
tipo de platos te gusta hacer? ¿Cuál es tu especialidad?
Las pastas.
Las pastas.
Sí.
¿Qué tipo de pastas?
Con carne y camarón.
Ay, qué delicia. Y eso que yo he escuchado mucho, que la gente de la costa tiene, bueno, yo no soy de la costa, tiene un sazón muy diferente. O sea, la gente que venga a la costa a probar la sazón de acá van a notar que es muy diferente al del resto del país, inclusive al resto del mundo, porque es una sazón muy rica, muy especial. Entonces me imagino que ese hombre que se encuentre contigo va a comer delicioso.
Claro que sí.
Bueno, Lucy, la idea es hacer una pequeña actividad. Tenemos 3 preguntitas, 3 papelitos que tú vas a sacar, los vas a leer y los vas a contestar. ¿Te parece?
Sí, claro.
Empecemos con el primero.
¿Cuál es tu meta a largo plazo?
¿Qué te gustaría alcanzar a largo plazo? Digamos, en unos 5 años, ¿cómo te visualizas?
Bueno, me visualizo ya terminando mis estudios, montando mi peluquería.
Sí, qué bien.
Para emprender.
Bien. ¿Y tú tienes hijos, Luz? ¿Te gustaría tener?
Sí, tengo 2 niños.
Tienes 2 niños, ay, qué bien. Entonces también me imagino que te visualizas muy estable con tu hogar.
Sí, claro.
Qué bueno. Entonces miremos qué es la siguiente pregunta.
¿Qué haces en tus tiempos libres? Bueno, como ya les dije, me gusta cocinar, me gusta hacer mucho deporte, me gusta mucho el running.
Perfecto.
Sí, el running, me gusta mucho.
Y aquí yo creo que en Cartagena se da para eso, ¿cierto?
Sí, claro.
Pues porque yo normalmente veo después de las 5 o 6 de la tarde en la bahía que la gente le gusta mucho salir a trotar.
Sí,
¿Tú normalmente a qué horas te gusta salir a trotar? ¿Eres más del día o de la noche?
A las 5 de la tarde.
5 de la tarde. ¿Y eres como más una persona de la mañana o de la noche?
No, de la noche.
¿De la noche?
Sí. Me gusta
Eso está bien.
Sí. Ok.
Tenemos la siguiente preguntita.
¿Cómo te describen tus amigos y familiares? Bueno, a mí me describen una persona alegre, extrovertida, siempre con una actitud positiva, nunca a todo le saco algo positivo.
Eres una mujer por lo que veo muy sonriente, muy tranquila,
sí, muy tranquila,
fácil de llevar.
Sí, así es.
Bueno, igual también la idea es eso, que ustedes tengan la oportunidad de conocer un poquito más de Luz con estos videos y no solamente ver el perfil de ella, sino también ver un poquito de su personalidad, y por lo que puedo ver de ti es eso, que transmites una tranquilidad, una alegría. Y también cuéntanos un poquito, Luz, un poquito más a detalle, cuáles son esas cualidades que tú buscas encontrar en tu hombre ideal, porque pues a la final estás aquí esta noche para encontrar tu futura pareja, estás comprometida con ello, entonces ¿cómo te imaginas a esa futura persona al lado tuyo? ¿Cómo es?
Bueno, que sea un hombre primeramente respetuoso, amoroso, muy detallista, especial, con muchos valores.
Qué bueno. Entonces, ya saben, un hombre con valores bonitos, un hombre detallista. A las mujeres colombianas, se los he dicho muchas veces, nos encantan los hombres detallistas, y el detalle quiere decir también estar pendiente de estás bien, cómo vas. Esos son también detalles que para nosotras como colombianas hacen una diferencia muy grande. Bueno, Luz, muchas gracias por acompañarnos la noche de hoy. Espero puedas disfrutar de este evento y que también puedas conocer una excelente persona.
Are you ready to turn your vacation into a love story? This August 14th, join our Latin tour in Cartagena, a city of passion, charm, and unforgettable moments. Meet the most beautiful women of Cartagena during 2 nights of exciting speed dating, where real chemistry can lead to something lasting. Wander the colorful colonial streets, take a romantic boat ride at sunset, and experience the magic of the Caribbean in the company of someone truly special. Our Latin tour is more than a trip. It's your chance to find love in one of the most romantic cities in the world. Come to Cartagena and let love find you.
Hello everybody, welcome. It's Wednesday evening. Welcome to our live webcast about Latin America, about dating, about finding a serious relationship, about love, about marriage, about anything you would like to know, because this webcast is a live webcast so that you can ask your questions away. I'm here and helping you and would like to answer those questions. And so just ask away if you want to. So very, very excited to be here. My name is Maria. And yeah, what are we doing tonight? So tonight we're going to talk first of all about our Cartagena city, Cartagena office and Cartagena tour, which is coming up in the next month. So in August 14th, we just finished our Barranquilla tour. So that is also something I'm going to talk about a little bit tonight. We have a little bit of material prepared. We have some interviews from some new women from Cartagena. We do have some new profiles. We do have a featured girl. Maybe some of you guys already know what a featured girl is. If not, please stick with me, and then I'm going to explain what the featured girl is. Our featured girl is actually Olga Lucia. That's the woman you saw 2 weeks ago in an interview. Here she was live with me, and so we have made another video for her. And so she's really serious about finding somebody. She's really wanting to find that special person. And so, yeah, we decided to feature her. So you guys can write the first letter for free. And I'm going to explain how you do that. And if you have any questions about that, you can do that. You can also reach out to us via mail or via phone number. You can see the phone number here, 602-553-8178 in the United States, or you can reach out via email, info@afacolombia@gmail.com. So yeah, as I said, ask your questions away. We're going to have prepared an interview of Claire, 211536, and Lyris 218185. That are their ID numbers. And Olga Lucia's ID number is 222860. So if you want to, some of you guys already want to peek and see who's featured tonight, so you can do that. So, and yeah, let's talk a little bit about Cartagena. Let's talk about Barranquilla, and the topic for today as well, we have a topic of the day, which is manipulation and money, which are two topics, and sometimes money can be the manipulation too, of course. So we're talking about in the relationship, or when you date somebody for a foreign country, you know, there are a lot of different cultural differences. So some expectations, some cultural differences, some manipulations, some bad intentions as well. So I would like to help you to see where's a bad intention, where's a red flag, where you should say, oh, this is not good. She's definitely manipulating me, or that's not good. She's definitely, money is here in a bad way, because it's not always bad if a woman asks you for money. It's not always bad, but it has to be like, it depends when and how and you know why. So and how frequent it is as well, and where you are at in the relationship. So we're going to talk about that as well. But let's talk about Barranquilla, Cartagena first. So Cartagena, we have a tour coming up in 3 weeks. So we're excited and getting ready. We're inviting the first woman. And yeah, we want you guys hopefully to join us. So now some of you will say, hey, Cartagena, where is that? What should I do? Why Cartagena? So Cartagena is a UNESCO World Heritage city. It's one of the most beautiful cities in South and Central America, I would say, and probably North America as well, because it's just a very, very beautiful city, very beautiful town, with a beautiful old town with a great beaches, islands, exotic. But the old town is UNESCO World Heritage, and it's just amazing. It's one of the most beautiful cities, really. Like it's amazing. Even coming from Europe, in Europe we have a lot of beautiful cities, and we don't lack beautiful cities there, but Cartagena is very beautiful, very colorful, very energetic, very exotic, very warm. The people are very warm, very joyful, very outgoing. They always try to have a good time, and it's a tourist city, so there's always like things going on. It's one of the most romantic cities, because it's also very famous for weddings and for honeymoons. A lot of the Colombians celebrate honeymoon there, or even foreigners. I've seen a lot of honeymoons and also marriages, weddings coming from foreigners getting married in Cartagena, because it's just so romantic. It has cobble streets, and you know, like these beautiful lights at the evening. It's just a very nice place to be. I lived there for a long time, for 4 years. I loved it, and it is a very special city. It will be always having a very special place in my heart. And so I hope you guys, you can go there, enjoy the city. Even if you don't meet anybody, just go there for a trip, for a vacation. Or if you, I don't know, have a trip to Barranquilla or Santa Marta planned, definitely make a stop over in Cartagena. Or if you have a trip in Medellin planned, fly for, it's an hour flight to Cartagena, and the flights are cheap in Colombia, inside of the country. So yeah, definitely it's a place where I recommend going. And obviously we have offices there, an office there, and we have profiles there. So if you say, okay, let's do a vacation and let's meet some people and make a new experience, then this is the place for you to go. We have a tour coming up in 3 weeks, but if you want to go any other time of the year, you can do that. You could fly next week to Cartagena from the United States. There are good connections from Miami, obviously, New York, there are direct flights, Houston, and also there's good connections to Europe. KLM is flying to Amsterdam directly from Cartagena. So yeah, it's a great vacation place, as I said, and a very beautiful place to meet somebody nice, exotic, family-oriented, traditional Colombian woman, and in general, and Cartagena women specifically are very family-oriented and very traditional, more traditional than maybe in other cities, more traditional than in maybe Medellin even, or Bogota. And because they are very tied to their families and they live with their families, and that's the main thing. And obviously they also love the rest of the city, and they are modern women, and obviously they work and all of that, but it's still a very traditional nuclear place where it's very centered in that, based on that family center and on God. God is the most important, and they are all very faithful in all over Colombia, right? So yeah, Cartagena. Now you're saying, okay, I want to do the tour. I don't want to do the tour. I want to meet somebody individually. As I said, you can come anytime. You can come in 2 weeks, in a month, in 3 months. It doesn't really matter. Some of you might not be able to travel that spontaneously. So if you want to go in December, that's a really great time. December, January, February, great time to travel to Cartagena. November, in November, we have the celebrations of the independence. It's like Carnival. Then we have the beauty queens. And yeah, it's just a very nice time. It's the end of the rainy season. Anyway, the rainy season is not dramatic. It might rain in the day, but then in the evening, but in the daytime, it's usually nice. And we are, yeah, love Cartagena. So I hope you can enjoy that city at some point. And yeah, for the tour, what do you need? And what for individual introductions, what do you need? You don't need a lot. As I said, the first thing is make a date where you would like to travel, and then you send us some profiles, and you send us some pictures of you so that we can reach out to the women and ask them if they are interested. And if they are, then we can set up the dates, the introductions. And if you say, yeah, I would love to maybe go on a tour, what is the tour? I mean, some of you guys, you watch this every 2 weeks, so I hope I don't bore you if I always tell you what is included in the tour, but we get a lot of questions, and we get a lot of new clients and new guys as well who would like to know more. So in the tour is included the hotel. It's usually 4-star hotel in one of the best areas of the city, usually in Boca Grande. So you have included the hotel with breakfast. You have unlimited introductions. You can go on as many dates as you want. If you want to meet 4 or 5 women in a day, you can do that for 7, 10, or 14 days. That's the duration of the tour. So we have 7, 10, or 14. And then you decide. If you say, I want to go 10 days, that's great. In those 10 days, you can meet as many women as you want. Then we have 2 fully catered socials, Friday and Saturday evening, where you meet around 100 women per night. And then we have the airport pickup included as well, and the city tour. And the socials are just so much fun. You're going to move to table, from table to table to table to table, and you're going to meet great people, make great connection, make new friends. Your wing woman translator will help you translating and help you to be fine at that, let's say, very special atmosphere that you're having when you're sitting with 5, 6, 7 women at the table, and you're going to talk to them in a different language and getting to know women from a different culture. So just that is just worth it already. It's just worth it to sit there, meet and get to know people, find out more, talk more about the culture, and see each other in the eyes and really feel it. It's really cool. I really love it. And so, hopefully you guys get excited for that. As I said, we do excursions, we do the city tour, we go bowling, we do party bars, we go to the islands, the beautiful islands. There are like 26 amazing islands in front of Cartagena. So really, as I said, even as a just a vacation. It's just really, 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 really nice. So yeah, let me know your questions. If you have questions about Cartagena, if you have questions about Cartagena women, if you have questions about dating there. Also, Barranquilla is very close. If you want to combine it, Cartagena, Barranquilla, just 1.5 hour drive. We can get you a driver. It's around $100. If you go by bus, it's around $30. And it's very close. And then from Barranquilla, you can go to Santa Marta. That's another 1.5 hours. It's very beautiful as well. Lots of great beaches and rainforest and mountains and coffee plantations and rivers and everything. Really, really nice, adventurous. It's a very nice destination. So at the coast, you really have 3 beautiful cities. And in all these cities, we have single women subscribe with us. So if you say, okay, I want to go to Colombia, but not only want to go to one city, want to see more, want to explore more, want to meet more women, because the women from Barranquilla, Cartagena are a little bit different as well, physically and also in everything a little bit. I mean, they're still Colombian women. Some things are still the same, but there are some cultural differences in each city, or specialties, let's say. So yeah, in Barranquilla, we had a really good tour. Really, really, really nice tour, and we just finished, and yeah, we have the first couples already. I have been talking to some of you guys. You're already telling me you had good connections. It's going really well, and yeah, I think that is what Barranquilla usually has. Like, they have really, it's a city with very genuine women, very sincere women, and that are serious about finding somebody. Why do the women want to meet a foreigner? Why do they not stick here if they're beautiful and traditional and all that? Why don't they marry here? Why don't they, do that? But, it's not so easy for the women here to find a man. I'm not saying you can find it. You can definitely find a man. There are a lot of Colombians. I think I have to look it up again one more time. I think there's also more women in the country than men. That's also obviously a factor, but there's also a factor that a lot of the men, that's what at least I get told, that's what they tell me, is that a lot of the Colombian men maybe don't want to commit that quickly or at all sometimes, or sometimes they are not that faithful. And so the women are tired of a man who's not committed to them, who's not faithful, who's not treating them that well, who doesn't respect them. And so that's why they want to look for another culture, because they have the feeling that another culture might treat them in that part better. I'm not saying I know a lot of Colombian amazing guys and they treat the woman really nicely and all of that, but yeah, the commitment is sometimes the thing, and so it can be sometimes the other way around as well. There might be women that now don't want to commit and they also play a game. I'm not saying it's always the men. There are also women that play games, but in general, we talk a lot to the women, to the single ladies, and they tell us that, like, they want somebody who really commits to them and really is treating them very well, or let's say treating them special, and not 15 other women at the same time. So yeah, that's what the women, why they are looking for somebody from a different country, and that's why they're so open. They're very open to age difference, to religion, to skin color, to race, whatever. Like, they are quite open. Obviously, there will be always a preference. Not everybody will be interested in everybody, and not everybody will be open to an age difference. That's also normal. But in general, they're very flexible because they want to find a good man. And Colombian women like to be traditional. They like to find a traditional man who's the provider, who works, who does the career. And she might do the career too, but she's very aware of being a good mom, a good partner, keeping the family together and being that, and doing her part there. So that's very, very important for the woman. Lots of them, especially the younger ones, do want to work, do want to have a career, do want to study, because obviously they don't only want to depend on the man, but in generally they also want the family, and they're going to do both. Or at some point when they feel financially stable in a really good emotional relationship, they stay at home. Like, the traditional model here in Colombia is still the woman stays at home, like not in all of the cases, but in a lot of cases. And I know friends of mine where the moms are stay-at-home moms and take care of the family. And yeah, so that's, I think, what a lot of guys want. But also, as I said, we have a lot of professional women, also women who like to work and who want to do a career. So we have a little bit of everything and everybody. And so let me maybe show you some of our women so that we can talk about that as well. So let me show you a video where we have like 5 new profiles. So if you guys want to go on the website, loveme.com, or Colombian or Cartagena women, or Barranquilla singles, cartagenawomen.com or barranquillasingles.com, or medellinwomen.com, I think as well, medellindating.com. So if you want to go on the website and look for their profiles, we have new profiles there. You will see them in the video. And we have 2 interviews for you prepared. Their names, they are from Cartagena, and their names are Claire. Her ID is 211536, and the other ID is Lairis 218185. So yeah, we go with those 3 videos, and then I'll be back with you just in a couple of minutes.
Chicos, buenas noches, estamos aquí en Cartagena en nuestra segunda noche de eventos. Estamos con una hermosa mujer, ella se llama Clary y su ID es 211536. ¿Cómo estás, Clary? Cuéntanos un poquito.
Bien, gracias.
¿Qué expectativas tienes para este evento?
Vengo con la mejor actitud y tengo demasiadas expectativas de encontrar un buen caballero.
Bueno, súper chévere, la mejor actitud es lo más importante para disfrutar de este evento. Cuéntanos un poquito a todos esos caballeros que están viéndote a través de esta entrevista, ¿cuántos años tienes? ¿A qué te dedicas?
Tengo 30 años, soy asistente administrativo y también soy maquilladora profesional.
Espectacular, maquilladora profesional, el mundo de la belleza. ¿Tienes hijos? ¿Te gustaría tener hijos?
Sí, tengo 2 hijos, una niña de 7 años y un niño de 10.
Interesante. ¿Y te gustaría de pronto conocer un caballero que tenga hijos? ¿Te gustaría tener más hijos? ¿Cómo sería?
Sí, me gustaría conocer un caballero que tenga niños.
¿Te gustaría tener hijos?
También podría ser.
Todo depende.
Es correcto, sí.
Bueno, perfecto. Vamos a sacar aquí unas preguntitas para conocer un poquito más de ti. La sacas y la lees para que ellos puedan saber de qué se trata.
Dice, ¿cómo crees que es una relación perfecta de pareja?
A ver.
Bueno, mi relación perfecta de pareja sería una relación donde haya mucha confianza, mucho respeto, que me parece que es la base de todo.
Los valores son muy importantes para ti. Perfecto, te recibo. Vamos con otra preguntita, a ver. ¿Cuál saldrá? ¿Qué dicen ustedes?
¿Qué tipo de música te gusta escuchar? Bueno, la verdad es que soy súper crossover. Me encanta todo tipo de música.
Y hablando de tipo de música, ¿te gusta bailar? ¿Qué te gusta bailar?
Sí, me encanta bailar también, todo tipo de música.
Y si ese caballero no sabe bailar, a ver,
se le enseña.
Bueno, ya saben, aquí en Cartagena tienen una excelente maestra. Vamos con la última preguntita, a ver.
¿Cómo te describes en una sola palabra? Auténtica.
Auténtica. ¿Y cómo describirías a ese hombre de tus sueños?
Auténtico.
Auténtico
también.
como tú. Sí. Bueno, mi vida, gracias por acompañarnos en esta noche. Un mensajito que le quieras dar a todos esos caballeros que te ven ahora.
Los invito a Cartagena, es una ciudad muy hermosa con mujeres increíbles.
Bueno, chicos, aquí tienen una hermosa mujer, la muestra de ellos. Su nombre, les recuerdo, es Clary y su ID es 211536. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias a ti, Bella. Bueno, estamos aquí en esta noche con Lady, una hermosa mujer cartagenera. Lady, un nombre exclusivo. Soy 1021-8185. Cuéntanos cómo estás esta noche.
Bueno, bien, gracias a Dios.
Me alegra. ¿Cuántos años tienes? ¿Qué te ha parecido el evento?
Bueno, tengo 40 años, acabo de cumplir. El evento me ha parecido súper lindo, excelente, muy buen trato. Me siento muy cómoda.
Espectacular. ¿A qué te dedicas? ¿Cuál es tu hobby favorito?
Bueno, me dedico, pues yo trabajo como asesora de ventas para la empresa Vinos de la Corte, asesora de licores. Mi hobby favorito, me gusta bailar, me gusta cantar.
Espectacular. Bueno, vamos a sacar aquí una preguntita, la lees y les respondes a ver, para conocer un poquito más de ti. A ver, ¿qué dice?
Bueno, dice, ¿eres de mente abierta o eres conservadora?
A ver.
Soy de mente abierta, sí. Pues me encanta experimentar, me encanta todo lo bonito de la vida, me encantan las
experiencias nuevas, las aventuras.
Exactamente, las aventuras como tal.
Maravilloso. Bueno, vamos aquí con otra preguntita, a ver.
Dice, ¿eres más dominante o dominada?
Uy, interesante pregunta. A ver, cuéntales a ellos.
Bueno, me considero dominante.
Espectacular.
Dominante.
A ver, ¿en qué caso? Un ejemplo.
Bueno, soy signo Aries. El Aries es un signo muy dominante. Me encanta que se haga lo que yo diga.
Wow.
Pero si soy amorosa, soy...
Inflexible a veces.
Exactamente, inflexible a veces.
Bueno, espectacular. Un mensajito para todos esos caballeros que vengan a conocer.
Bueno, los invito a que me conozcan. Me siento súper cómoda en la agencia y pues a todos les mando besitos y abrazos.
Bueno, aquí tienen esta hermosa mujer. Ya saben, la pueden venir a conocer. Soy 1021-8185.
Gracias.
Chao. Mil gracias.
I was muted. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed the videos and I hope you might like one of the ladies. If you do, then it's a good opportunity to meet them, be it be virtual first and then in person, or maybe after meeting virtually, there's no interest, maybe you can do a video call, you can write a letter, or you can also travel in person and meet her in person. Some guys say, yeah, but is that not weird? If I go there, I have never talked to her, can I meet there? Is that not a weird thing? No, it's not a weird thing. We do that every day. We have a lot of guys who meet women they have never talked to before. Because, of course, we send you both the profile and both decide based on the profile if you want to meet each other, and that's totally okay. If you do want to build up a prior connection, or maybe before you even travel and say, yeah, is it worth it? Like buying a plane ticket now. You can also, obviously, as I said, do emails first and then video calls and getting to know her on that level first and then decide if you want to come. But it's important to make that first step, and get to know the person and maybe open your mind and say, yeah, why not? It's possible. There is somebody. And believe me, we have so many nice and so many beautiful and so many great women here that don't find a man here. So it's good if you say, yeah, that I should come and take advantage of that, because you do. There's a reason why we have on the social sometimes a 7-8-1 ratio. I think on the last Barranquilla social on Friday night, we had nearly a 10-1 ratio, which is not always the case. We had a couple of last minute cancellations, so that's why we had more women at that point. But you always need a lot. And that's why do you do that? Because why are there so many women at the social and meet few men? Is because they really can see the value you guys are offering and also know how committed and serious most of you guys are. Most of you who come with us and join us are really looking for their future wife, a long-term relationship, meeting somebody, taking somebody to their country and build a new life together. Taking somebody into the country, I know that a lot of you guys have questions about what is the migration status like right now. Can the woman travel? Can they enter the United States? What if? So, and how do you do that? So the women who have a tourist visa, and who have been traveling to the United States before, and they have never had issues and go in and out and go in and out. Usually, if it's tourism and they can see that, they usually make not a problem. It can be obviously a little bit difficult right now, and I'm not saying we don't really know, right? I don't want to make you any promises that in the end that's different. But marry somebody on a tourist visa is a little bit complicated. If she's in the United States and you marry her inside the United States and she didn't do the fiance visa, then that might be a problem right now. But the fiance visa is not affected. The fiance visa is the same. Like, you are a citizen that is sponsoring somebody, you are responsible for that person for a long time. And so that it just takes a while. That's the only thing. It just takes a bit. But most of you guys are flexible with travel, or you can arrange your travels and she can arrange her time, and then you can do that. So the fiance visa is still the same thing. So you don't worry, guys. You can still marry, you can still meet somebody, you can still bring somebody in the country. So that is definitely still possible. So yeah, so the situation is that. The only thing I did see, and I would not recommend you right now, is going to Mexico and meet a Colombian woman in Mexico, because I had like 2 or 3 cases where they didn't let the woman in, or they didn't let even the mom in. I had a case of a woman, she is Colombian, but she lives in Mexico, and she wanted to have her mom for her birthday visiting, and she bought her a plane ticket, and they didn't let the mom in. So that's right now a little bit of the situation. So single woman going to Mexico is a little bit difficult right now. But in Colombia, you can definitely meet. You can meet here and file a visa and then take her to the United States. That's definitely possible. So, and lots of you might also be flexible and also say, yeah, I can go back and forth. I can work remotely. I can stay a couple of months in Colombia. And so that is also obviously a possibility. It's just, but that you keep that in mind. In the fiance visa, nothing really has changed. And the situation is still the same. Let me see if you have questions, guys. Yeah, I see you have a couple of questions. Music, I'm going to Cartagena next week. Hey, Music, that's fantastic. Come by the office. Come by the office, say hi. We would love to see you. Ladies will be there. And, the office open every day from 10 to 6:30. And yeah, it would be great if you come by and see you. And yeah, really, really cool that you're going to Cartagena next week. So fantastic. Hope to see you. If you need any dates as well, let us know. Yeah, we can obviously help you while you're there. And Music is saying it's super hot in Cartagena. I didn't see that before. It's super hot in Cartagena. I'm going on vacation. I went on a tour a couple of years ago and still have friends there. That's great. Great thing about the tour was that I got to know the city. Yeah, definitely. You get to know the city. You get to know the woman. You make connections. You still have friends there, as you said. Like, that tour, that investment goes a long way. And you never know also one of the connections you made like a couple of years ago when it's maybe turn out to be really something, I've seen that as well often. Like, you meet somebody and maybe right now it's not the right time. And then a year later you get in touch again and then it's the right time. I have seen that. I've seen it not over and over, but it has happened. It has happened. And you never know when is the right timing. So yeah, Music, amazing. Hopefully we can see you, meet you there. Fox Hall is saying Colombian Argus sounds very hot. No, not really. I mean, Cartagena is always hot, but it's not really like August. It's not like when you go to Phoenix in August, or if you go to Italy in August, or if you go to Turkey in August, like then it's really hot because you have a difference between the summer and the winter. But here there's no summer and there's no winter. There's rainy season and no rainy season. So the coldest season is probably from December to the end of March, beginning of April. That's when you have the windy season. So it's warm, but there's always a breeze. When there's rainy season, it can be a little bit more humid, but also when it rains, it cools off. So it can sometimes be really nice in the rainy season. And it doesn't rain every day, all day long. Like, people hear rainy season and think it rains all the time. I mean, when it rains heavily, yes. But it's not that it rains 24/7. Like, when it rains like 5 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, sometimes even just half an hour, and then it rains, like it pours down very quickly, and then it stops, and then the sun comes out again. So it's really nice in the rainy season too. I mean, we had maybe one time on a tour, very bad luck, that we had really a couple of days in a row, like really heavy rain, and it got really flooded and things like that, but that's not usual. That was a very, very unusual thing. And yeah, so definitely rainy season, you can go to Cartagena all year long. You can go to Colombia all year long. We're very close to the equator, so the climate is always nice, it's always warm, and yeah, there is not really a winter. So but it's also not much more hotter in August than in other month. I think probably the hottest month is maybe May and June, I would say, is probably the hottest. So yeah, so it's not that bad in August. I mean, it's always warm. It's always hot. But you go to the beach, you're on a vacation, you know, you're in a beach town. And it's actually really, really nice when you go out, for example, in the morning at the beach, at the pool, or in the mall, in the air conditioning or whatever, in the restaurants. And then in the afternoon at 3-4 o'clock, you stroll through the old town and you go there in the evening. It's amazing. It's really beautiful. It's really nice. At evening, it's amazing. It's really cool. So yeah. Mike, hey May, hi Mike, just finished the Barranquilla tour. I had a blast. Yeah, I love to hear that, Mike. It's really cool that you made it and that you came with David, and that was really cool. And I hope you're coming back very, very soon. And that would be really, really cool. So what else are we having here? Rodolfo, hi Rodolfo, how are you? Do you become friends with a woman if you don't pick that certain person, or what? Yes, I would always bid up on a friendship, because a friendship is a very good start. And then from that friendship, you can bid on more. And as I said, you never know when is the right time. It can start with a friendship, and then maybe a year later, you know, you as well. And you start and have a connection, but the timing is not right. So yeah, I would definitely become friends. It's always good to have friends, and it's always good to have friends in a different country. So I would always go for the friends. Oh my connection, I think I was gone for a moment. I'm so sorry, that happens from time to time. So yeah, I would definitely make friends and build that connection and do a friendship first. And as I said, you never know, and having friends in a foreign country is always good. In general, having friends is always good. So yeah, definitely would do. If you don't know, or if you don't, you know, if it's a certain person, I would definitely go for that. And as I said, you build up on that. Some women need their time. Some women like to get to know you first. You know, some women are not in a hurry. Like you guys are sometimes on a timeline, because you travel, you're there for a week, and you want you know, you go there for a week, and you want to obviously meet everybody as much as possible and make a decision after that week. But the women are not on the same timeline. I mean, they live there, they have their jobs, they have their family. You came visit, that's great, there's a good connection, but let's get to know each other more and more, you know. And so for some women, they take it a little bit slower and want to get to know you and build up on that friendship first, and then see really how serious you are. Because here the men are like promising them the sky, you know, and then it's just words and there's no action. So they're a little bit cautious if the man is just telling them great things. And so they take things sometimes a little bit slow to see what is the real intention. And that is a good thing, because that shows it's usually, I mean, it depends, but it's a good thing most of the times. And the good thing is also when you guys take the time to get to know the person really well before you make any commitments, because if not, you're going to regret, because you never know the intentions. You have to give it a little bit time. So in a week, you will not know her real intentions. In a week, you're there, everything is great. But what happens when you go home? Okay, is it true that all the women are very generous and outgoing? No. So outgoing, there are women that are very outgoing. Like in general, I think Colombians are very open-minded, curious, talk active. But there are also women that are very, very shy. I had just now an executive client on several dates this week in Cartagena and also in Bogota. And he met definitely two women that were super shy and were not super outgoing. So no, not everybody's outgoing. Some women are super traditional and super shy and even don't know what to say. You know, they have foreigner now in front of them, and no, not everybody's super outgoing. But like a city like Barranquilla, Cartagena, at the coast, the people are very joyful, and they're very, like, they love to make fun and to laugh. And so, and it's that. So I think there are a lot of people that are outgoing and talk active, but they're also not. And generous, I don't know, they're very generous with their, like being there, paying attention to you, being with you, they do that, but I don't know if they're generous with money, because usually they think that you were going to pay for the meals and everything. So Rodolfo, I can't wait to meet the staff in the office in Medellin. Yeah, Rodolfo, I know you already paid for a date next year. That's amazing. I love that. So we are excited to meet you next year, and the office is already excited. Linda already is excited. So that is really, really nice that you made that step and that you're going to come. Bay Area Reese, how long are the socials the night you meet the woman? How long are you there for? Usually we start at 7 and we end around 11:30, so probably around 4.5 hours. Can be a little bit less, can be a little bit more, but we serve food, we have drinks, we have games, and usually we don't start at 7 punctual, so let's say you're probably there for, yeah, 4 hours. You can meet 1 or 2 women, it's like $250 a meeting. Yes, as 560, that's true, that's the price. And yeah, you can meet 1 or 2. So definitely can do that. You don't have to meet 20. You can go and say, I want 2 individual introductions, and you give me the ID number, or you say, I'm looking for a woman like that, and then we find you somebody. I will be there for less than a tour, so I won't do a tour, and I don't want to meet a bunch of girls. Music. No music, that makes no sense. We don't have the tour also. And also, as you said, like if you're there then less than a week, but what you could maybe do is maybe do 1 introduction, you know, maybe 2, and have a nice dinner date with somebody while you are there. Maybe not meeting a bunch, you know, maybe just really somebody who is what you're looking for, and have a special night. You know, you don't have to go out with somebody every day either, but maybe 1 dinner, you know, by the time you are there might be a good idea, and then you might maybe she's very special. Hi Maria, how are you doing? I'm doing good, Mike. Thank you so much for asking. Thank you for tuning in and being here. Music, I meant the new girls in the site. How do I meet 1 or 2 outside of the 2? Music, you already asked. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yeah, so Music, if you want, get in touch with me. There's my email address. Get in touch with me, and then you let me know which ones you liked, you know, and then we set that up. No problem. You make the payment for the individual introduction as 560 was saying, it's around $250 a meeting, and then we can set that up for you. No problem. So yeah, guys, you can always meet women outside of the tours. You can always do individual introductions. You don't have to do the whole tour if you don't want to. You don't have to meet a lot of women if you don't want to. It's not for everybody. Some people love it. They go to the socials and they have fun and they love it, and they make friends and they make new connections and they love it. And some guys do like the individual thing more, and they prefer to do more one-on-one. So everybody's a little bit different. We also have a club where you can meet 10 in a week, aroundish to a day, a little bit more than 10 a week. That's possible too, have a couple of introductions, but you can obviously do less, you know, you can do 5, you can do 3. It doesn't have to be so many. Okay, let me get maybe into our topic of the day for a moment, which is manipulation and money, which are 2 very important things. And then we're going to talk about our featured girl, Olga Lucia, so that we can show you that video. But yeah, I would love to talk to you guys, because some of you have been now on the tour, you met somebody, maybe the women are starting asking for money, maybe there are some red flags you might see or not see, and so maybe that you can see the red flags. Let me talk about that a little bit, so that you can say, okay, that was something she did, I should maybe watch out there. Because yeah, there are very nice and very genuine and very sincere women, but there are also women that know how to manipulate and know how to get you. The other way right around as well. There are men that manipulate and play games with the girls. I mean, it's not just one way. Yeah, so that's definitely that can happen. But yeah, I would like to give you the red flags or the green flags or whatever flags, so that you can know which is good or what is not good. So let's talk about manipulation from the women's perspective, right? Like, how does the woman manipulate you guys? So money is obviously one thing. Why money? So she used that obviously often to get your pity, like to make you feel sorry for her, like or suffer for her, or you feel guilty, for example, right? So an example might be, oh, my grandmother is sick in the hospital and she could die, and I don't know how to pay the medical bills. Or I'm not knowing how to pay the rent, and I'm going to be homeless, and I don't know how I'm going to pay my university because the tuition, and it's true, the university is super expensive here in Colombia, and the tuition is expensive here, and not everybody can study. So there is obviously, it might be the truth, but yeah, I cannot pay my university tuition. I'm going to fail the year if I cannot pay that. My phone broke, I cannot reach you, I can talk to you because my phone is broken, my screen is broken. So if you see that type of behavior, or asking for a new phone, or yeah, like, or my son is sick, or my dad died, like, I mean, hopefully the dad, it's not a lie, I mean, that's the other thing, you don't always know, and I would give it the benefit of the doubt in the beginning. But if you see a pattern that comes again and again and again, so this week the phone broke, next week the husband should I not have a husband? The phone is broken. The next week the son is sick and she needs the medical thing, and then she has to have the university, and then there's anything. There's always something. Yeah, then I cannot pay the food. Can you send me some money for the food? It has been really difficult. They kicked me out of work, whatever. Yeah, so that is, as I said, there are situations where I definitely would help, and there are some things where you definitely don't know. And as I said, give it the benefit of the doubt, because we all might have bad moments, and we might all have bad situations. And the financial situation here in this country is not easy, especially if she's a single mom. It's terrible. So if you want to, guys, help a little bit from time to time, if it's that's obviously a thing. But if she, as I said, starts with manipulating you with money like that and just finding an excuse always, then I would be a little bit careful. Next manipulation, which is very effective with you guys, is sex. So she might use the sex to get a commitment for you, to compromise you, to push you away from other dates, to keep you captive in the relationship, to confuse your feelings, or maybe even intentionally get pregnant. So if she moves faster than usual, that is also a red flag. So you have to be a little bit careful. I've seen that on the socials, for example, a man who went on Friday evening social and then meets somebody, and then she has sex with him right away and gets him for him, and doesn't want him to go on the second social. That is a manipulation. So be careful when the woman uses sex as a manipulation. Showing too much interest at first. It's not necessarily a red flag, can be a yellow flag as well. It can be also a green flag. You have to study the situation, but if she's super interested, super into you, everything is super easy, and it's good to be true. Don't blind yourself, don't give in so quickly. Try to take it easily and really analyze the true intentions. How can you find out the true intentions? With time. With communication, communication. The good thing is they will tell you quite quickly when they want something. They don't going to wait forever. So if you wait, you're going to sometimes even after the first date. So if you see that, then you already know, and if she's too interested and doesn't let you go anywhere, and then it's like getting you, lock you in, be a little bit careful with that too, like right away. Age can be obviously a factor for you guys, because a young, very sexy woman knows she has a lot of persuasion on an older man with an age difference. So yeah, always listen to your matchmaker and don't let your irrational friend guide you. So your irrational friend, you know what I'm talking about. So yes, be a little bit careful. If she's too young, too sexy, and there's a big age difference, and she is going to use that, her age, her beauty against you for manipulating you, then this is something to look out for. WhatsApp messages. A manipulative woman will text you whenever she needs something. She won't tell you directly what she needs, but she will contact you first, move you with her sweet words, and then ask you for a favor. So, or like she will mention something, she will not right away say, hey, I have a problem, can you send me money? She will not do that. She will say, oh, I had a problem at work and it was so difficult and I'm emotionally so drained and I'm like having so much going on right now and I'm really so worried and la la la. And so it's going to start with a little bit of drama with something. So she might not ask you. She wants you to offer, but don't feel committed. Do not feel committed. You don't have to. If you want to help, that's fine. If you want to do that, that's okay. But don't feel like obligated you have to. You can always say no. And another trick, what I always say is as well, if she asks you, for example, for $300, just saying, then I would say, hey, I cannot do 300, but I can do 50 or I can do 75. You have to keep in mind that $300 is a whole minimum wage here. It's a whole month of salary. It's not a lot of money because Colombia is not that cheap, especially Cartagena, for you. But $300 here is a wage, is a salary. So yeah, be a little bit careful. And if she asks for a lot, if you want to give her something, don't give her everything. Give her a little bit. Yeah. Okay, manipulation from the man. So what do men do to manipulate the women? Money. You guys use money as manipulation as well. So it's not only one side. So that's also when you then complain. It's like you have to be careful if you use the money as a manipulation, because especially when we have an age difference and older guys, you often think you can buy her love with things, with gifts, and with all of that. And sometimes that is the truth. Like women who date a man with an age difference, they fall in love with that. They fall in love with these gestures and the details and the gifts, and a man who's attentive to them and who loves them and who's with them. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. But yeah, if you want to manipulate, you often do that as well. And then you buy gifts, you buy trips, you send money, you do material promises. And that unfortunately only leads to material exchange relationships, relationships with material exchange. And it's like, okay, I give you money and you give me something back. So I pay you the trip and I get sex. I pay you that and I get something, So men do use money as manipulation as well. So both sides, be a little bit careful there. And if you start like giving and giving because you think you're older and you have to do so, be careful that she's not only falling in love with what you give. Because what happens when you stop giving? Does she still stay with you? Is she going to stay with you? Or is she going to leave? So also men use their age for manipulation too, because some men have the wisdom of their age and know that a younger woman doesn't know that much. So that leads also to a relationship that is very superficial because it's basically only physical, and they fail to connect on an emotional level. So that is also happening. And also men do make promises, false promises, to get something. To promise to travel to Colombia soon, promise to buy gifts, promise to arrange a visa, promise for a future, promise to move to another country. And then they do that with several women they are in contact with. And so that is obviously not great because that's what they don't want. And then it really might be very chaotic in the end, and it gets a lot of drama, can be very possessive as well. So be a little bit careful with that as well, doing promises that are not right or that you're not knowing if you can keep them. So yeah, that is definitely something where you have to be a little bit careful with manipulation. Now you will ask, guys, yeah, but how is money really that problem? Is it, or should I never give money? What is the thing? So let's talk a little bit about money and when it's appropriate to pay something in the relationship, okay? So is it okay? Question, is it okay to contribute money to relationship? Yes, it is, but with limits and care. It's always good to support your partner. It's good to support your partner, yes, but you have to be sure that she's your partner and that you really are on the same page. Because I also had that happen, that the man thought she's his girlfriend and she wasn't. She didn't think that she was his girlfriend, and he started sending money, helping her, doing all of that because she thought he's in a serious relationship with her, and she wasn't. Like, in her opinion, it wasn't. So if that happens, then also be a little bit careful and support. But if you see there's really nothing out coming back, and she's just, you're not on the same page where you are in the relationship. And also it's important to see when in the relationship, when is a good time. It's not like on the first week, on the first month. Like, it might be okay from time to time to help her, like, I don't know, every 3 months, that, I don't know, there is maybe the university coming on, that, and maybe you want to help her because you just want to do that because you want to help her, then just help her, no problem. But you don't need to pay every month or every week or send that much money. I mean, if you get engaged, if you're going to get married, then it's different. But in a boyfriend, girlfriend, on a dating stage, that is not appropriate yet. Is it mandatory to help women financially? No, it's not. It's definitely not mandatory to do it. And if you don't want to support her financially, it's good to talk about that early on in the relationship. So if you say, no, I don't want to do anything, then it's good that she knows. it might be that she will say, okay, why do I date a man in a foreign country that is far away and that I have to do everything on my own and he's not supporting me, he's not helping me? Because here the men do support and they do help. And also it's a culture and a country where the family and everybody sticks together and helps. So it's very normal, but to a certain extent. And as I said, a lot of women might take advantage of that. So you have to go baby steps, careful. Yeah, don't give everything right away. Don't buy her the phone right away. Like, say, hey, you want an iPhone? Okay, I understand, but let me get you something else for the next time. And if everything goes well with us in the future, then yeah, of course I buy you an iPhone. You know, maybe for Christmas, for your birthday, something like that. You are in charge as well. You don't have to get manipulated by her. And if you don't want to do something, that's okay. As I said, some women will get bored because you're not coming a lot, you're not visiting a lot, you're not really there. She's texting you every day. She's giving your time, her energy, and she still struggles. And she wants a partner. They want a partner who's a provider. So a little bit of help, I think, is probably a good idea. How do you know if if she's not just in for the money? Tell her no, tell her no 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. And if she stays with you, then you will see if that's true, and look again at the excuses when they always want to want the money, but tell her no from time to time, help her from time to time, but also say no. And then you will see if it's only about the money, if she gets crazy, if she makes a scene, if she goes whatever out of the normal, How much money is reasonable and how much is too much? Wow, difficult question because it's relative, right? So it's obviously up to you, and I don't know what is too much really. But you could say, hey, I pay half of the electricity bill, or I pay half of the rent if you want to. Not early on in the relationship, but you could pay an electricity bill $50 a month, something like that. Or if something unexpected comes up, for example, it might really that her phone broke or got stolen, that can happen, then you can also help her, but if it's an unexpected, not regular thing, and also let her make an effort, she also has to put a part in, because yeah, it's one thing if you go on a date and obviously you pay for the meals and you pay for her taxis and you pay all for that, maybe even the nails and stuff like that, that's okay. But if you have to pay for all her responsibilities, everything like the family issues, the studies, the new car, the rent, the phone, then at some point that is too much and that's a manipulation. Is it a good idea to invest and start a business with her? I would say investments and partnerships, you have to go slow. Like, get to know the person first with who you're going to make business. And if she's in your relationship and if she's your partner, be more careful. I'm not saying it's not a good idea. It can be an amazing idea in the future, but not in the first year or the first whatever year of the relationship. Like, be together, be even married. I mean, I think that would be a good idea, but starting a business, it can be complicated. It can have issues. Lease agreements, college fee, and long-term plans. Be a little bit careful if you do commitments of this kind, because do only things you really can afford and don't affect you really, because, for example, if you help her to rent an apartment that only you can afford, we have seen that happen, that the guys move them out, the woman to another apartment, to a different part of the city, and they move out the child out of the school to a better school. And then the relationship is over in 3 months and she signed a lease for 6 months. It's very unfair to leave her with that lease and go and say bye, because she will not be able to pay that for the next 3 months. So you have to be a little bit careful if you do that. I usually tried in those cases to help the woman and say, hey guys, please pay the rest of the rent so that she can do that, because she cannot pay a $1,000 rent if her salary is $300. And that was obviously all possible because you and her were together, but it's not fair if you leave her with the bill she cannot pay, So be a little bit careful with those long-term arrangements before you're not really sure. And the last one is the wedding ring. The engagement ring, the wedding ring, not too much, but maybe the wedding ring even, but the engagement ring. So if you get engaged to her and then you break up for some reason, don't expect to get the ring back. That is not going to happen. That's not in Colombia. I think it's an American thing. I think it's an American cultural thing that when you get engaged and for whatever reason you give the ring back to the man. Here in Colombia, that's not cultural appropriate, and she will not do that. She doesn't even know about it. It's a ring. You gave her a ring. You gave her a gift, and that's a gift. And that's it. So be careful if you get engaged to her and you don't want to, you're not sure, or you don't know, or it's very early still. Don't overdo it with a ring. Like, make a ring that you are willing to lose. You know, you're not going to get it back. So, you know, okay, if you spend like $50,000 on it, then, you know, that might be a lot. But if you spend, I don't know, $1,000 on it or 2,000, maybe not too much, not too bad. You know, like, it depends on how much you want to spend, but be willing to lose what you might have spent. Like, you know, you understand what I mean. So you guys, I think that was a lot of information for you. So if you have questions, you can definitely do that. But I want to, so send me them here. But let me show you Olga's featured girl video. Olga is, what is the featured girl? The featured girl is a woman that we promote, and you can write her for free. You know that usually a letter is around $10 plus the photos. And so it adds up a little bit for you from time to time. But with Olga, you can write her for free, and then you get a negative free reply if she's not interested. And if she's interested, then you get a positive reply. And then you can go from there, you know. So Olga is very nice. You have seen maybe the interview 2 weeks ago with her. She is taking care of the family, very family oriented. I mean, she's not taking care of the family anymore because her dad passed away, but she was. And yeah, she's an English teacher. She speaks very well English. She can speak, I think, some French as well, if I remember well. And yeah, so you can go on the website, loveme.com, if you want, or also I think on Colombian women, it should be Colombian dating. But go on loveme.com and go on the Colombian women. And then you should see her there as a featured girl, and you can go to her profile. Her ID number is 2860. So if you want to reach out to her, you can do that, as I said, for free. We can also arrange a video call if you want to. But let me show you the video first, and then I answer the last questions for the evening tonight.
AFA interviews.
Hello, my name is Olga Tau. I'm 38 years old. I'm a 40 languages bachelor from Santiago de Cali University. And of course, I'm from Cali, Colombia.
What are your hobbies?
Yes, I love to do exercise. I do exercise 4 days a week. I love to go to the gym.
How would you describe yourself?
I describe myself as a very generous, lovely, loyal, and respectful woman. Definitely, for me, the respect is the most important quality to having a healthy relationship.
How would your ideal first date be?
If a man invites me to the mountains or to the beach, I love both of them, so I have no problem to go to the mountain or to go to the beach. Obviously, I love the beach, but I have no problem to share with the person that I love in any space.
What attracts you in a man?
My ideal man is a lovely, tender, generous, respectful, and very loyal man. I think those are the qualities that I love from a man. And a man who takes care and protects his woman as a treasure. And one thing that is important for me is include that a man includes God in every plan and everything that he has in the couple or by himself. I love a man that has a God in every step of his life.
Would you be willing to have children?
Yes, I would like to have children. Maybe I would like to have one child. I would like to have a girl. So that's why I'm here to look for the correct man for having my family and maybe having my baby.
So yeah, you saw Olga now. So if you say, okay, Olga's great, or any of other women we showed you tonight, the new profiles as well. Also Claire and Lyris. Claire is 211536 and Lyris is 218185, their ID numbers. So if you want to meet one of them, just let us know. If you don't know how to do it, if you say, okay, now I'm watching this and I don't know, how do I reach out to them? I don't find the website. I don't know what to do. Reach out, write me an email. I send you the link, no problem. And then we help you to get in touch with any of them. As I said, Olga, you have the possibility to write her for free. So you can just try, you know, and say, hey, maybe she says yes, maybe she's interested, you know. And she's a very attractive and very nice woman. So yeah, hopefully you can get to know Olga a little bit more, as I said, one of our other ladies. Let me see if you have any other questions, guys. I hope you're going to join us soon here in Colombia, hopefully in Cartagena. So let me see. You can meet one woman. Colombia, if a lady has that many issues, even if they're all true and she's not lying, you might try to find a lady with fewer problems. Yes, Colombian bound, that's true, but also the realistic situation of the country is that most people struggle, and most single women and struggle. I mean, it's not easy if you have a $300 salary. That's why a lot of the women here also live with their families, with their parents, even at an older age, because it's really difficult to maintain yourself here alone with the salaries that are required. And if you see how big the electricity bills are and how much the water costs, especially in Cartagena, especially at the coast, like it's expensive. Like, it's really expensive. Like, it's not that easy to get by. So yeah, I agree. If she has all these issues and it's always something, and it's just everything is just about that, and this financial situation is really bad, yeah, then it's maybe time to move on. But also, if she's a really nice and genuine woman and she comes just from a very poor background, you know, then also knowing that you're having maybe a little bit more possibilities to help her. And you can feel the genuine connection at some point. You might not know in 1 week, you might not know in 2 weeks, but believe me, in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, you will know. If you hear what she says and listen what she says and how the communication is, you will know. So, but yeah, it's not easy. Unfortunately, it's not a country where, I mean, there are people obviously that make a lot of money and women who have good jobs, but the majority still is, yeah, it's not that much. What did they say about the men? If the man doesn't come and visit that much, what would happen? Yeah, that's a good question, Rodolfo. I mean, you do have to visit. It doesn't have to be like every month, you know, but at least 4 months, you know, 3 times a year to maintain the long distance relationship. I mean, that would be good, you know. Obviously, if it can be more, better, but I think with 3 times a year, you will be able to maintain it because it's 4 months, you can talk, you know, but it's important to keep a lot of communication in between, to text a lot, to do video calls, to maintain the relationship. If you can more than 2 or 3 times a year, that's great. You know, if you cannot, it's still possible. As I said, some of them might have a visa as well. With some, you can go somewhere else. You don't always have to come to Colombia. Maybe you can go to Europe. Maybe you can go to Panama. So yeah, maybe you can go to the Dominican Republic, things like that. Punta Cana, Colombians don't need a visa to go to Punta Cana, for example. So if that's a destination you would like to go, that's possible. So maybe you can meet her there. You know, you don't always have to travel to Colombia. Let me see if there's anything else. I think I answered most of your questions. Shorts are fine because you are a gringo. Did I already read that? I don't know, Daniel. It depends. Shorts are fine because you're gringo, yes, because they understand. But for example, in a city like Barranquilla, I would say shorts are not necessarily fine, like even if you are a gringo. If you go on a city tour, if you go to the beach, if you go to the pool, yes, definitely shorts are fine. And there are also different kinds of shorts. Like there are elegant shorts and not so elegant shorts. So it depends what you're using and if you have closed shoes. But if you go with not elegant shorts and flip-flops and sandals, it's not always the great thing. If you go with shorts and closed shoes and a nice shirt, that's okay, because it's warm, you know, and it's understandable. But in the evening, usually it has to be long pants, like long pants and closed shoes in Cartagena, Barranquilla, Medellin. In daytime, it's a little bit more flexible. And as I said, it depends how you wear the shorts. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. But the women do love when the man pays attention to their outfits and dress very nice. They love that. And when you smell very good, like you have to smell nice. That's, I think Manuela always insisted with that. You have to smell nice. You have to smell nice. And that's very, very important. Okay, you guys, then I hope to see you soon. I hope you join our Cartagena tour. I hope you sign up. I hope you, join us there. If you cannot make it on that date, it's the 14th of August, next tour. And then we have, let me check, Barranquilla, I think in September around that same time. Let me see, give me a second that I can confirm you the next We just got out of it. So Medellin, yes, Cartagena's August 14th, Medellin is September 18th, and Barranquilla is October 16th. So August 14th, September 18th, and October 16th are our next tour dates for Colombia. So then I hope to see you. If you have any question how it works, how to sign up, what to do, what not to do, how to meet somebody, more questions, write us, call us, try, travel. We would love to meet you here. Colombia is an amazing country. They are amazing people. I love the Colombians. Just such a great culture. And so, yeah, I hope you guys, you're going to enjoy that and get to know that culture too. And don't hesitate. It's not that dangerous as you think. It's a really, 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 really nice country, and people really look out for you. So being that said, I hope to see you in 2 weeks. Have a really good evening, everybody, and bye-bye from here.
AFA interviews.
Hello, my name is Olga Tau. I'm 38 years old. I'm a 40 languages bachelor from Santiago de Cali University. And of course, I'm from Cali, Colombia.
What are your hobbies?
Yes, I love to do exercise. I